Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about the data types. We're gonna cover variables, literals, and all those stuff in our upcoming videos. But for today, we're gonna focus on data types. So data is important part of any program. You can take it as an ingredient. So all the processing or methods, whatever you're gonna do in your program, that would be done on your data. So now when the program is running, you need to store the data, not for like permanent, but for the temporary time being. When the program is getting executed, at that time, you need to store your data in the memory. So the question comes, where do we store our data? So we store our data in variables. Variables are meant to store data. In Java, we first declare our variable and then store the data in it. So obviously, variables will have some data types. Means the type of data we want to store in that particular variables. So there are some predefined data types in any programming languages, not just in Java. In mostly all the programming languages, we see data types. First thing we study in any programming language is this only. So here we are talking about the primitive data types. So it's very basic data type. It's built in, like it comes with the compiler. You don't have to create it by yourself. It's not user defined. And these data types are categorized like this. This is our primitive data types. Under this, we have integral, which stores the integer values. Then we have floating point, which stores the decimal values. And then character and Boolean. Again, integrals has four types, which are divided on the basis of the size. So we have byte, int, short, long. So depending on what size you need, 1 byte, 4 bytes, or whatever, you can go with these things. What amount of data you are storing. So we will study all these things later, the entire table. But as of now, you can see this. Then floating point. So we have float and double. So if you are needing the precision, then in the decimal points, you should go for float. But if you need double precision, you should prefer the double. And then character, Unicode and ASCII code and all these things will come here. And Boolean stores true and false. Now let's come to our table part. So this is our table. First we have byte, which comes under the integral type we saw in the diagram. Inside the integral we have byte. So we have the sizes, ranges, calculation. If you're having difficulty in solving, I mean remembering these stuff, you can just do the calculation and their default values. So byte has 1 byte. What does 1 byte means? 8 bits. So it means that it can store values which are ranging from minus 128 to 127. And how does it comes? 8 bit is equals to 2 raised to the power 8. This is how we do calculation. So in this type of data types, these are signed values. It means that it stores negative as well as positive values. So to get the negative and positive values, we divided 2 raised to the power 8 by 2. And we got 2 raised to the power 7 and 2 raised to the power 7 minus 1. If you sum up these values, which are in negative as well as positive, including 0, so you will get entire value is equals to the 2 raised to the power 8. Because of that 0, we reduced 1 here. I hope you got it. You should have this clear idea about this thing. You don't have to remember anything. Then next is our short. It takes 2 bytes, means 8 bits. So here we have, I mean 2 bytes is equals to 16 bits, 18 to 2. So here we have 2 raised to the power 15 and 2 raised to the power 15 minus 1 because it's a signed bit. Again we have int, so 32 bits and the same thing here. Long you don't have to remember much, just remember that it takes the 64 bits here and all these default values are 0 for all of them. Then next we have floating point. This part was for the integral. Now this both float and double, this is for the floating point. So in the floating point, I didn't write the calculation. It depends on the standard IEEE. So you don't have to go that much deeper. It's not of any use. So here, if you can remember this part, this is the range and it's the IEEE standard. We have Mantissa and all. And the sizes of this is 4. Here the float takes 4 bytes and double takes 8 bytes. So if you need single precision, you should go for float. If you need double precision, you must go for the double. So after decimal, how much precision you need, how much those values are important, depending on that, you need to choose float or double. So next is our character type, and it supports 2 bytes. It takes 2 bytes because it supports so many other languages like Japanese, Chinese, etc. To support those languages, it uses Unicode. You know that Unicode is for all other languages and ASCII code is for English particularly. So you can say that ASCII code comes as the subset of the Unicode. So that's why string, or you can say character, mostly say character only, it supports the 2 bytes. Now this is the calculation. It should be 2 raised to the power 16 because we in the character we don't have any negative values. So it ranges from 0 to 65535. If you do 2 raised to the power 16, it would be this value. But as we are taking 0, so we will reduce 1 and from 0 to 65535. So this is the range for the character. And the next is our Boolean. So in other languages, we represent true as 1 and false as 0. But in Java, we have the preserved keywords for true and false. So true means true only and false means false. So how many bytes it takes, it depends on the environment or your JVM, the compiler. But one thing is there that it can minimum take 1 bit and maximum 1 byte. And its default value is false. And for all other, default value is 0. So it's so easy to remember, and that's all for today. And I'll be taking other lectures on other topics like literals and variables in detail in our upcoming sessions. So just keep learning and keep practicing. That's all.